Hare Krishna.
So here we are again.
At the airport.
In an airport doing a reading.
See, when we sit down, then it gets noisy.
I tell you, there's nobody in this airport.
No.
It's crazy. Our flight is like 11 p.m. Out of Pittsburgh into Heathrow. And you can see there's like, in the background, there's like 10 people and no one else hardly in the whole entire airport. And it's a huge international and national airport. But nevertheless, my concern is that we've been in some very amazing centers and temples over the last 2 weeks. And unfortunately, our schedule has been so busy that we haven't had time to do readings in those places, and we've barely been keeping up with the readings. So it's very unfortunate. So we're going to catch up now.
Yeah, very sorry.
Okay, Hare Krishna. So where are we at?
Canto 3, Chapter 33, Text 20. Sorry, that would have made a disturbance when he did that. Apologies.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Text 20. Although her position was unique from all points of view, Jeepers. Although her position was unique from all points of view, saintly Devahuti, in spite of all her possessions, which were envied even by the ladies of the heavenly planets, gave up all such comforts. She was only sorry that her great son was separated from her. Purport. Devahuti was not at all sorry at giving up her material comforts, but she was very much aggrieved at the separation of her son. It may be questioned here that if Devahuti was not at all sorry to give up the material comforts of life, then why was she sorry about losing her son? Why was she so attached to her son? The answer is explained in the next verse. He was not an ordinary son. Her son was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One can give up material attachment, therefore, only when one has attachment for the Supreme Person. This is explained in Bhagavad Gita, Param Drisva Nivartate. Only when one actually has some taste for spiritual existence can he be reluctant to follow the materialistic way of life. Powerful point. The last, well, all of it, but the last point. Only when one actually has some taste for spiritual existence can he be reluctant to follow the materialistic way of life. Oh dear. It makes sense because, as Prabhupada explains, it's so noisy now.
It's so quiet over in this corner.
It really was. Because as Prabhupada explains, as we acquire the higher taste, it's natural that you don't think of the things you would eat or see or do before. Even when you're going through life, it's funny, like on social media, sometimes people might find me from my like when I was at secondary school or whatever, and then the other day I was just noticing, I was thinking, but we've moved on. It's like you're doing something, I don't mean in a big, I don't mean higher, like in the lower, but meaning what we were doing before and hanging out and talking, you don't fit into that world or that bubble, but you don't think about it until, like I said, something pops up, like a friend request and that, and what happened about that? About the time, that's your world and that's everything, You don't look into the future 10, 20 years, which it is now, much more maybe. Anyway, that's it.
Yeah, I guess, when you get the higher taste, you just naturally lose taste for the lesser. I remember one senior devotee described that if you been eating rice your whole life and someone gives you pizza, it's pretty easy to give up rice. Now, of course, if you're from West Bengal or South India, that may not be the case, but I think the idea is that when you get something better, it's easier to give up the lesser. So, and also, in one sense, of course, Devahuti's son is not material. He's pure spirit soul. And if one is attached to their son, husband, wife, family, in connection with Krishna, then, as Prabhupada says in chapter 13, verses 8 through 12, that one doesn't have to give them up either. So like that. But anyway, let's read.
There's a thin line, though, I believe, in my experience, an observation between being attached to your son, daughter, spouse, because they're a devotee, but one can tell by the behavior of how you may act if that person is threatened, if you're defending a devotee or just as you would on an ordinary level. That's my son or daughter, don't go there. There's a thin line between seeing them as a devotee and reverent and appreciating that.
Well, let's unpack that.
Okay.
How would you act differently? See, the interesting thing about what I see, the interesting thing about Krishna consciousness, especially as we're reading Krishna book at the moment also, is when you hear how Mother Yashoda and the residents of Vrindavan act around. So everyone acts like they treat Krishna like a little kid, like a little boy, but they treat him with love, but they still want to protect him and look after him and care for him. So, and Arjuna, what is the difference between what Arjuna does and has been trained to do as a Kshatriya, as a military man, and what Krishna asks him to do as pure devotional service? Nothing, in my opinion, my understanding. There isn't anything different except for one thing, that you do it with a consciousness of Krishna. So, heaven forbid, one wouldn't stop caring about their son or daughter or child just because now all of a sudden they think of them as a spirit soul. Oh, they're a spirit soul. I don't need to care about them. Or I don't need to worry about them if they get kidnapped. Or I don't need to worry about them if they fall over and, smash their, finger or eye or cut themselves or burn themselves. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't mean it that way.
Well, what did you mean? Please unpack it for us.
I'm not sure if I can unpack it, but anyway.
All right, shall we read the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. Text 21. Devahuti's husband had already left home and accepted the renounced order of life, and then her only son Kapila left home. Although she knew all the truths of life and death, and although her heart was cleansed of all dirt, she was very grieved at the loss of her son, just as a cow is affected when her calf dies. There you go. Purport. A woman whose husband is away from home or who has taken a renounced order of life should not be very sorry, because she still has the presence of her husband's representative, her son. It is said in the Vedic scriptures, Atmayava putro jayate. The husband's body is represented by the son. Strictly speaking, a woman is never widowed if she has a grown son. Devahuti was very much affected while Kapila Muni was not very much affected, thank you. Was not very much affected while Kapila Muni was there, but upon his departure she was very afflicted. She grieved not because of her worldly relationship with Kardama Muni, but because of her sincere love for the personality of Godhead. Yes, I think just as we were discussing. Except what's being added here in the picture is that the son is the father lives on through the son. So the son is a representative of the father, and therefore the mother can be protected by the son in the same way she would be sheltered by the husband. Well, not in the same exact way, but in a similar way.
Next paragraph. The example given here is that Devahuti became just like a cow who has lost her calf. A cow bereft of her calf cries day and night. And similarly, Devahuti was aggrieved, and she always cried and requested her friends and relatives, "Please bring my son home so that I may live, otherwise I shall die." This intense affection for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although manifested as affection for one's son, is spiritually beneficial. Attachment for material son, obliges one to remain in material existence. But the same attachment, when transferred to the Supreme Lord, brings one elevation to the spiritual world and the association of the Lord. That's what I was trying to say, that I'm not saying there shouldn't be attachment in spiritual life for one's family, friends, kinswomen, but like I'm saying, the understanding has to be there, like the attachment for material son. If the attachment is on the material level, it's different than if it's because you understand this person is a devotee or a blessing, and we behave different. We don't, like if something becomes, I'm using a real life example, but I'm trying to obviously not say anyone's name, but I'll say it without saying the name. So there's a devotee who's very attached to her son and who, a little bit naughty, so gets into some controversies, and the attachment is so severe that they are quite unpleasant actually. Anyone who crosses the son's path and cannot seem to appreciate, this isn't cool. This the attachment as the mother blinds her towards her son, and therefore engage in behaviors that's not so becoming, just to protect the son's reputation. So for me, when I see that, I think that's not on the devotional level. That's just blind material attachment to your son.
Yeah, and I guess if it is, then it is, and how we assess that.
Yeah, true.
That's a whole thing.
Yeah, you don't know the heart. So I'm just going by the external behavior and interactions, and
how it appears.
Yeah, and how it feels.
Okay. Next paragraph. Every woman can qualify herself as much as Devahuti, and then...
No, sorry.
Every woman can qualify herself as much as Devahuti, then can also have the Supreme Personality of Godhead as her son. If the Supreme Personality of Godhead can appear as the son of Devahuti, he can also appear as the son of any other woman, provided that woman is qualified. If one gets the Supreme Lord as his son, one can have the benefit of bringing up a nice son in this world, and at the same time get promotion to the spiritual world to become the face-to-face associate of the personality of Godhead. Okay, so yeah, this is nice. I like it, because basically what's being said here is that anyone can achieve the same level of honor and prestige as Devahuti by having God as their son. But you have to be qualified, so therefore you have to have the same level of attachment and affection. And believe you me, Krishna isn't just going to appear in anyone's household. Devahuti was obviously extremely qualified to have him as her son, and therefore her attachment for him when he's absent. And again, reading Krishna book recently, we just read the pastimes when Krishna leaves Vrindavan to go to Mathura, and how all of the gopis And in fact, all the residents of Vrindavan were flung into desperation. And recently reading how Uddhav goes back to Vrindavan and he sees how they're all just like, almost morose, crying day and night because they miss Krishna. So, it may be hard to just externally judge, because Uddhav could have gone and said, what a whingy bunch of whiny people. I mean, the guy's just living down the road, He only left a few months ago. What is the problem here? You guys are just materially attached. Of course, he is God. Uddhav knows he is God. But someone who doesn't know he's God may just think that these are just some materially attached people, materially attached to their son, materially attached to their brother, materially attached to their boyfriend, whatever it is. So those are a few thoughts right here. I think maybe we'll call it a day.
Yes.
I'm starting to get a little busy.
Yeah.
Busy. Okay, we thank you all very much for your tolerance. We'll try to get on top of things again. And
we will, not try to.
No, we are.
We are going to.
We're only one down, so we're going to get one up.
Give us a break.
What?
Give us a break.
Give us a break, man.
Only joking.
Yeah, how many, we're coming up to like 3 years of reading steadily. That's pretty good. And I think in that time we haven't really missed 3 days, right? A week.
No, but that's not the point. We're doing this as a service to you lovely viewers, and so we are sorry.
I'm doing it as a service to myself. Forget about you guys.
Okay, this is not going well. Thank you very much, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
See you on the other side of the pond.
Yeah, Krishna willing.
So, in case you... What's the date today?
Today's the 22nd of March.
So I'm going to upload this now, and it will be uploaded in UK
23rd.
tomorrow, meaning it's already Wednesday in the UK, but it's Tuesday in America. So I'm going to upload it real
today
time.
Today is Wednesday in the US. It'll be Thursday in the UK.
Oh, I'm feeling dumb now. Okay.
No need to feel dumb.
Okay, so you can watch this on Friday.
Maybe you can watch it on Thursday, because you'll be looking at it right now, and it is Thursday. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Bye-bye, everyone. Have fun. Read Srimad Bhagavatam. Please like,
comment,
subscribe,
share.
Hare Krishna.